Understand this. I mean, and I've gotten this phone call. They'll call your house and say that, you know, one of your relatives or friend of the family, and now I have the person's name, that they say that they're sick, they're in need of money, and in order to begin the treatment process, they're going to need some funds to be sent over to the healthcare institution. And they be sounding legit. I think that's the part that's so amazing. But if you get a phone call or a text message, supposedly from a local hospital, asking for dollars to initiate treatment for someone with COVID, hang up, call the relative or friend's number to check the story, or call somebody who knows both of you all to verify the story. Don't be surprised if you call and what you get is basically, oh, they sitting right here. Bottom line is, again, these scam artists are coming out of nowhere, and they're doing any and everything they can to separate you from your money. Okay, Mr. Wynn, can you give me another question?
Yeah, we have Ms. Francine Gladden. She's got her hand up.
Yes, how are you all? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ms. Gladden, we can hear you. How you
Yes,
been?
I'm fine. And you? Can you please tell me if you think you have been hacked, or if you know you have been hacked, and could you go and get another Social Security number, or would that follow you? Or how would they do that? I mean, even if you,
Social Security number. Can you do that?
I mean, well, somebody one time said that you can put something on the back of your Social Security number, letting them know that that wasn't you. Is that possible? Like a number or something?
I would refer a question like that to the Social Security Administration. And
okay.
I'm not being evasive as much as I really want to be accurate. And a lot of the rules and regulations over the years have changed. And with the advent of technology, things have changed. So I would basically reach out to them directly. And when I say reach out to them directly, I mean, you go online, or you reach out and you find out the number, the correct number to Social Security, as well as the local Social Security offices. In other words, don't respond to an email or a text with a phone number from someone claiming to be from Social Security.
Right. Okay. So what if I just lost my thought.
Well, while you're thinking of, we have a question from Michelle Cash.
Oh,
okay, Ms. Cash.
Okay.
Are you still there?
Yes. Hello. Good afternoon. I was calling. I had an issue for first the question, as far as insurances, is that for insurance companies for like your mortgage or something?
I don't quite understand the question.
I had some issues with an insurance company, my mortgage company, my insurance company for my mortgage company. And
you're talking about the property. Okay, you're saying you have issues with your homeowner's insurance policy?
Yes.
Well, one of the things that we do have here at the DC Department of Insurance, Securities and Banking, we have our Consumer Services Division, which I work out of.
Okay.
And we have a team of insurance related professionals who can look at the situation and provide guidance, as well as deal with consumer complaints. And my colleague Cheryl Wade is on, and she's going to come on in about another 10 minutes to tell you
Okay.
about the consumer complaint process. Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And this goes out to everybody. Let's not minimize the questions that we may have. The only bad question is the one that we don't ask. The world has changed on us. I'm not giving up too much about my age, but I can remember visiting down south as a kid, and people were still plowing the fields with a mule, and we would go to our outdoor bathroom.
Wow.
At night. That wasn't that long ago. Some of us on this line remember outhouses and people plowing in the field with mules. But guess what? During the same time period, you could watch TV, and the guy, what his name, John Glenn, was orbiting the Earth in a rocket and then coming back down.
Mhm.
Times have changed dramatically. And with those kinds of, with those changes, it basically, our world has changed.
Okay, we got one more question, at least a hand up from Miss Brenda McManus.
Ms. McManus, how we doing?
Yes, I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I really don't have a question, but I do have a few comments. About a year ago, as far as scams, about a year ago, I got a call from this young man, and he said that he had just gotten out of jail and he needed some money. And he said, and this is your grandson. And my grandson is 7 years old. So that I hung up on him. So I mean, they do target seniors as far as trying to get money from you. And another scam is the Medicare scam. They keep calling from senior so-and-so, and they're trying to get your Medicare information, the numbers and letters and stuff. So, just the seniors just have to be wary of that, because I mean, it's a lot of scams, and a lot of the numbers that come on my phone, if I don't recognize them, I don't answer. And I'm getting calls from all over Texas, Delaware, New York. I don't know a lot of people in those areas. So the seniors just have to be aware of what's going on, that people are trying to take advantage of you. So that's my comment.
And Ms. McManus, I may want to take you with me on my next presentation, because everything that you're saying is real. And we do have a slide that deals with I believe with the grandparents scam, or presentation. But let me get through a couple more of these slides, and then we're going to pause again. Social Security benefits. Please understand that Social Security will not suspend or decrease your income payment due to the pandemic. Any communication that says the Social Security Administration will respond, or they will, if you get a correspondence saying that your Social Security is going to get suspended or decreased due to COVID-19, it's a scam. Okay. And the earlier part of COVID, a number of the local offices were closed. Thank goodness a number of them have opened back up. But the bottom line is, if someone contacts you talking about your Social Security is going to get suspended or whatever, but they'll call you on the phone, and if you're not vigilant, they'll literally have you crying. Because for a lot of us, the bulk of our retirement income comes from Social Security. Be wary of texts and phone calls supposedly from contact tracers. And contact tracers are the folks that basically say, oh, you've been exposed to somebody with COVID, and this is what you need to do to make sure that you're protected. They'll send you a text, which includes a link that if you click it, it'll download malware to your device. Actual contact tracers will not ask you for money. They will not ask for personal data, and they won't be providing you a link to go to. Okay, they will simply take some baseline information, and then they will share with you the information on available resources. You got folks came in to call from banks and other financial institutions with so-called help for your bills, credit card debt, student loans, etc. Again, the million-dollar question: who initiated the contact? If they're contacting you, there's no free lunch in America. Keep your guard up. If you initiate the contact, then you're much more in a better position. You're in a more a position of control. Now, and during the pandemic, and we're still in the pandemic, financial institutions were offering assistance in terms of your credit card debt, mortgage payments and other bills. So by all means, if you're struggling meeting your basic financial needs, then reach out to your creditors and ask them, what they can do to help to make life easier for you. But be wary of anybody who calls you offering to do this for you, because again, they're trying to get your personal information, steal your identity, and your hard-earned cash. Where are we for time?
We're good. We got a good 20 minutes to go.
Okay, that's good, because I want to make sure I leave sufficient time for Ms. Cheryl Wade. Now, I can only speak for myself, but during the pandemic, at one point I was even having my groceries delivered. I was trying to minimize, my contact as much as possible. So I was doing a bunch of shopping, including food stuff, clothes, household items. I was doing all this stuff online and having it delivered to my house. And what the scam artists do, they come up with the fake package delivery scam. You'll get a text, email, or what have you, stating that you have a package waiting and that you get the package delivered. They want you to click that link and verify some personal information. Of course, when you start verifying that personal information, you end up giving up personal information. Please kind of stay away from any links or attachments claiming to be from a package delivery service. I got one recently, and it's like, it almost looks like UPS, the insignia, but if you look closely, the letters, are not all capitalized, or there's a exclamation point that's usually not there, and all of that. Do not supply your social security, credit card numbers, or bank information. And please don't come along when they talk about how crucial it is and how urgent it is. If indeed you made an order or purchase, and you get some kind of email or something, go back to the place that you basically purchased the item for and ask them for a status of your delivery. Okay, don't respond to an email or text that somebody sent you. Again, take control of the situation and you initiate the contact. Now, some of the resources to deal with financial fraud and exploitation, of course, is my agency, the District of Columbia Department of Insurance, Securities, and Banking. There's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is a federal government agency. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission that deals with investments in securities, and then the Federal Trade Commission. With that, I'm gonna hesitate for a moment. I'm gonna ask my colleague Michelle Wade to jump in and talk a little bit about DISP's consumer complaint process, and then we're gonna have final questions.
Okay, may I ask one question? Will that information that you've just put on screen, will it be in the text, the addresses and stuff?
all of this is in the PowerPoint presentation, and Mr. Nguyen can distribute that directly to everybody who attends.
Okay, thank you.
So in other words, he can just send it out
Thank you.
in the form of an email. Okay.
Good. Thank you.
But I am going to put my my direct number and stuff into the chat as well. But Ms. Wade, are you still on, or did I talk you all and just bore you all too much and you fell asleep?
No, sir, I'm wide awake and happy to be here. How's everyone?
Hi.
Good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, my name is Cheryl Wade.
Yes.
Thank you. My name is Cheryl Wade. I'm a compliance analyst with the Compliance and Analysis Division of the DC Department of Insurance, Securities, and Banking. And so, like my colleague told you, we also help residents when they have problems with DC chartered banks, insurance companies, mortgage lenders, investment advisors, student loan servicers, and other financial services companies and professionals that operate in the District of Columbia. When we talk about banks, people always say, oh, if I have a banking complaint, I can call you and you can help me. Well, DC has 2 chartered banks, and they're Founders Banks and Industrial Bank. So if you have a complaint against another bank, we may be able to refer you to the proper agency that can help you, but we don't handle federally chartered banks like SunTrust and things like that. But to the speaker's question, we do handle mortgage complaints, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. So if you have a complaint, you go through our consumer complaint process, and we'll review your problem and work with you and the company to see if there's a solution that we can figure out that works for both of you. Sometimes people call in and they say, oh, I was defrauded. Sometimes it's not really fraud. It's just something that happened that sort of got things turned around. And sometimes it is fraud. So once we investigate, if it's of a criminal nature or something else, then we'll refer it to the proper authorities. So you should file a complaint if you're a DC resident and if the contract was executed in the District of Columbia. Sometimes people have complaints, and even though the company is located in DC, they're not really, the contract wasn't executed in DC, so it's not really applicable. But if you file, we'll absolutely help you with that. Examples of financial institutions that DISB investigates, like I said, are DC chartered banks, insurance companies, student loan servicers, mortgage lenders, check cashers, service contracts, investment advisors, and appraisal management companies. Also, we do ATMs. So if you go to an ATM and you have an issue, for example, you don't get the proper money, there should be a number on the ATM that says who you can contact if there's a problem. And then if you can't get a resolution that way, you can contact our office. So we don't help with institutions that aren't required to follow DC laws and regulations. That's when I was talking about the federal banks like SunTrust and things like that. But we may be able to help you contact another agency, like I said, if the problem falls outside of our authority. So I think I saw in the chat that someone had put in that if you have a problem with your financial institution, you should contact them first. And they're absolutely right. So someone's absolutely on top of it. You try to work it out. And then if you're not happy with the resolution, you can come to us. Our website is on the handout that Mr. Abdullah has. And so you can go to our website, you go to Consumer Services, and then we have a complaint form, and it just walks you through the steps. I'll also drop my number and email address in the chat. So if you have any questions, you can hit me up. When you file a complaint, we'll confirm receipt of that complaint with you, usually within 3 business days. And what happens is that we send a letter to the person who filed the complaint. We'll review the facts of your complaint and your issue. We'll analyze the laws and the regulations, and then we contact the financial institution for a response on your behalf. We send them a copy of the complaint, and if they violated any laws, then we require that they correct the issue. If If we find that they don't, then sometimes we try to find workarounds. But usually it takes about 45 days for us to process a complaint. And if you have an attorney, we don't intervene. So sometimes people come to us with complaints, they're already working with an attorney. We don't intervene in those instances. We don't determine. Yes? Oh, I thought someone said something. We don't determine facts of law. We don't get into things like that. We just determine if what your complaint is, whether or not DC laws or statutes or regulations were violated, and we try to work from there. So I'm going to pause for a moment and see if anyone has any questions.
We had a Michael Charles with a hand raised. Michael, you have a question? You have to unmute yourself. Okay, we can't. Oh, there it
Okay,
is.
Talking about this Michael? Or are you talking about another
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah, go right ahead.
You
No,
probably
Michael,
Yeah,
Michael Charles.
Oh, Michael Charles.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, well, other Michael, you can go ahead because my hand was raised for another question, but the person already left. It's not about the financial. Well, I would like to say something real quick. This, excuse me, Michael.
Go ahead.
So a credit union and a bank, are they the same? They under the same jurisdiction, or a credit union is more powerful?
I would like to respond. Ms. Wade, you can go ahead and respond.
No, you can absolutely take that one.
Okay, basically the credit unions are regulated by the National Credit Union Administration, and banks typically fall under federal jurisdiction. You know, be it through the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, FDIC, the like. It's not necessarily a matter of which financial institutions are more powerful as it is what best suits your needs. Some people prefer credit unions. Other people prefer banks. Some folks prefer those banks that are locally regulated or founded, you know, by folks in their immediate area. So it's not necessarily a matter of which is more powerful as it is as what financial institution best suits your particular needs. And a lot of people here in the DC area, because of the presence of the federal government and local government, a lot of people have both. They have accounts, you know, at private banks and at credit unions. It's all about choosing the institution that best suits your needs.
Okay, thank you for that answer. And I don't have that much money to go to both. Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Again, you're in the club. But Mr. Angelo, first of all, it's good to see you again. It seems like you be everywhere.
I try to make all the Zooms that you be in anyway. Yeah. So, Mr. Abdullah, my question was, when you were talking about the contact tracers, the false contract calls from contact tracers, and you said they can, if you click on the link, it can put down malicious software, malware on your computer and whatnot and so forth.
Yes.
What is the purpose of them doing that? They just want to be devious or what? You know, what are they gaining?
Because if they have malware in your computer, they can search your computer and pull up your bank account numbers because you may have, you know, recorded it somewhere. They can, of course, you can get your address, your telephone number. They can get that same information from friends and relatives. So the bottom line is, I mean, there's a method to the madness. And they're really trying to farm as much information as possible that they can then use against you.
Okay, I was wondering about that because I think something like that happened to me once before, but I didn't have any really pertinent information on the computer, but it just locked me out and somebody else had the password and everything, and I couldn't get in at all into my own account and whatnot on the computer. So if they had that information, then they have everything that was on there, and then they could do what you said. Is that what you're saying? And they locked me out?
I'm not the technology guru, but the reality of it is I have heard of individuals who actually were locked out of their own computer systems due to malicious malware.
Okay, gotcha.
I definitely heard about that.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Brother Bay, did you have a question? I was reaching out to Brother Wayne Bay, Ireland Bay. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering, what if you're unsuspected of the emails that look real, and do you answer them or you just disavow?
Personally, if it don't look right, it don't smell right, it don't feel right, it's probably not right. If
you just delete it.
Just go ahead and delete it. I'm not a proponent of opening up anything.
Right, because that's how viruses invade.
That's how the viruses spread, and the next thing you know, like
Right.
Ms. Angela was talking about, all of a sudden that's like being locked out your own house.
Exactly.
And it's just not a good feeling. It's really not a good feeling. Right. But we're kind of getting to the end of our time, and I see my I see my colleague Ms. Alice Thompson sitting there. I know that she has something to add to the conversation because I'm serious, because of some of the work that comes out of the Department of Aging and Community Living is nothing short of phenomenal. So, Ms. Thompson, you're gonna have to unmute though. And Ms. Wade,
I have a question.
Ms. Wade, were you finished?
I'm sure if anyone has any questions, feel free to call
me,
email me. Okay.
Okay.
We had Miss Edwards had a question. Miss Edwards?
You're on mute, Miss Edwards.
It really wasn't a question. It was like a statement about the calls and stuff. I've got a call from every state in the United States about student loans, about a credit card that I'm supposed to have, whatnot, which I don't have. But I stopped a lot of that because I downloaded an app on my phone. If it's not a green check by, it's a scam artist. And it really works. But then I've gotten hacked on my Facebook page, Instagram, and everything. Blocked me out of my Facebook page. If they can do that, they can hack anything.
Yeah.
And it's safer for you to change your passcodes and stuff. Take a picture of it on your phone and block your phone.
So how can you find out whether or not you've been hacked? Or how
I was hacked because when I went to get in my Facebook page, they changed the password.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened.
So now my Facebook page, my credit and everything, they can't get in it no more. They think by us being older adults, it don't work that way with me.
That's great news. All of you guys are smart and sharp.
All right.
So look, let's give Mr. Abdullah and his colleague a hand. I was trying to get her to show her face because we all like to see who we're speaking with. Is she still on, Miss Wade? Are you still on?
Yes, ma'am, I am. And I had a picture. I couldn't get it to come up. So I
Oh,
apologize for
okay.
that. I
Okay,
don't.
well, Abdullah will help you with that the next time because you will be
Okay, thank
back.
you so much.
He
Yes,
will be
ma'am. I
back.
look forward to coming back. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
we want to thank you guys for listening to him. One of the things that I want to tell you is that DACA, provides resources in the way of presentations to not only you guys, but to the Wild Tech. So sometimes you may hear Abdullah on the Wild Tech because you heard him on the DC VETS, but we have to do that because it may be somebody that's not here today. But I'm bringing in a slew of people, and when I finish bringing in all of the folks like Abdullah and Douglas Klein talking about marriage scams, and I'm going to bring in Chris DeYoung. He's going to talk about everything that you need to know about SHIP. That's the SHIP is the health insurance savings program. So it's all kind of programs that's coming up. And then I was talking to Yolanda. Next month, you are going to hear from Mrs. Romella Rogers and a doctor from Howard University's College of Dentistry.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, so you were on. So
Yes.
what has happened? She wants Teresa wants them to come on once a month. Because I was quite shocked to know that a lot of folks did not know about Howard University's College of Dentistry. It's the only dental school in Washington, DC. So we want to make sure that you guys know about them, utilize them, and like Ms. Rogers said, come up there and get your free
Clean.
like
Clean.
Yeah.
well,
Dental-
it's
dental
cleaning,
screening.
but it's more of a they
Dental
want to
screening.
yeah, it's screening, but they want to make sure they have all of your problems so that they can start working on you. So that's really important. And so we're gonna have some awesome speakers. And then let me ask somebody, who knows their lead agency for wards 1, 2, and 4? See, this kind of stuff is important. Somebody answer me. Who is your lead agency for 1, 2, and 4?
Terrific Inc.
Thank you. Who is your lead agency for ward 5 and 6? Hello. Come on now.
It's called something.
You don't know.
They give you rides.
No, he knows, but let me
let
me get you started. Resources. Now tell me, who's your lead agency? Who used to run transportation for the Department of Aging?
Seabury.
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 No,
That's it.
Seabury. So
Seabury.
Seabury
Oh,
has
Seabury.
1, 2, and 4. Terrific. I'm sorry. Terrific Inc. has 1, 2, and 4. Seabury has 5 and 6. How many people
Right.
live in wards 7 and 8? Tell me your
Me.
lead agent. Who's me? Okay,
Is it?
tell
I don't know. I really don't know. Is it? I don't know.
Me either. I don't know either.
okay, it's East River.
Oh, yeah.
Can somebody help me with it? East River
East River
Family.
East
Collaboration.
River
Family
Collaboration.
Strengthening Collaborative.
Yeah.
So the reason why it's so important for you guys to hear them is because they no longer handle your case management. Does everybody
Right.
understand that?
Yes.
Where's case management handled? Come on, somebody quickly.
Department of Aging now?
Say it again.
Department of Aging.
So because the lead agencies don't handle that, they're going to be handling isolation, recreation. And so that's why it's important to hear what they have plan for you guys. They have some wonderful plans for you. Okay. So
Yes.
I won't be able to bring the lead agencies on until November and December because I got a full line of people that's coming. But we will hear from them before the end of the year. And I may even get back on with DACA because I had so many questions. I was on for almost 2 hours. So any more questions for Mr. Abdullah?
What's the information for?
Did someone say something?
No.
They
No.
wanted to know the lead agency for
Number, thank
5,
you.
6, and 7, Ms. Thompson.
Okay, the lead agency for 5, 6, 7, and 8. So Seabury is 5 and 6. That's Seabury Resources on Aging. 5 and 6. For 7 and 8 is East River Family Strengthening Collaborative. And for wards 1, 2, and 4, it is Terrific Inc. And Terrific Inc. is Joseph McCauley. Seabury is Don Quattlebaum. And now I apologize. There's a new person for 7 and 8. I know him, but I can't say his name right now. But we're going to let him introduce himself so that everybody knows who the lead agency is and exactly what they do. And so if you all have any recommendations about who you would like for me to bring on, just let me know.
Can you bring on the Department of Aging and Medicaid? Because it seems like
Okay, I'm the department agent, so I'll be back. I'll be back on, but I can't come back on until sometime in November because I've been on both of these locations. But I will be back, and I am bringing someone. You said Medicaid. Christy Young will be able to help you with Medicaid. So will Brittany Baynard, Dr. Brittany Baynard. She's going to be able to help you. How many people heard about the dual choice program?
My mom got
if
dual.
if you on Medicaid and you also qualify for Medicare, that's under the dual choice. So she needs to explain it, and I already told her, and she's going to come on as soon as her manager gives her a date. So we want to keep you guys smart. One thing about me, the first thing I look for is for you to be healthy. The second thing is to be smart, informed, and know what's going on. Then if you want to party and have fun, that's fine. But I don't care about that. Okay? I care about your health first. Being smart. Is so many resources in this city for our seniors, and the only way that they can navigate these resources is through us, so that we can tell them, because the average senior is not going to know what's available to them.
And also, can you talk about services my way and safe at home?
Okay, safe at home. Yeah, let me tell you something real quick. There are many seniors that qualify as long as you have somebody in the household that has Social Security. I have a neighbor, she lives around the corner from me. I live in Upper Bloomingdale's. We have a call and talk. If anybody need to, well, you guys don't need to be on call and talk because you all have these iPads. So anyway, I have a neighbor, and she low income. Her husband was military. She never worked, right? So that automatically puts her kind of like in low income, right? But she's on Social Security, but there's nobody in her house except for her and her brother. And the brother's income is fairly low too. Well, let me just tell you a long story. I don't know how many people need a new roof. The Department of Housing and Community Development will put a new roof on your home as long as your income does not exceed. It was 72,500, but folks, let me tell you what it's going to be in October. I saw it. It's 79,000. That's going to be the income. Do you understand what's happening? Because
Yeah.
of the high inflation, it's automatically going to trigger higher incomes so that you will qualify. But that's going to be roughly 79,000. So many of you will qualify if you think your roof is bad. But I'm gonna tell you one thing about housing and community development. They're not like DACA. DACA does not care if you don't pay your bills on time. We don't care if your mortgage is a month late. We don't care if you have a bad credit rate. But this group, the Department of Housing and Community Development, they are giving you $20,000 to put a new roof on and gutters. They care. If you are late on your mortgage, you won't qualify. If you have not paid your taxes for the last 2 or 3 years, you won't qualify. If you have a bad credit rating, you will not qualify. Okay. Now with our Safe at Home program, Safe at Home right now for one person is 72,500. But I predict that the same way DOEE, that's the Department of Energy and Environment, they're the ones that do a lot of work for people. I saw where their income is going to go up to 79,000, and that's due to inflation. And that's a huge jump from 72 to 79,000. And I hope I didn't see something wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. So you guys are sitting pretty as far as being able to qualify for the amazing services. And like I was telling you about my neighbor that lives in Upper Bloomingdale's around the corner from me, listen to what she's getting. She's getting a new roof because I told her about the roof. Her daughter had to put it in the housing authority's system. It's very complicated, but they have 4 sites that you can go to. You can go to the Urban League. They will help you. There's a place out in Southeast that will help you. It's 2 places in Southeast. It's the Urban League, and it's one other place that will help you get all the documents in. Okay. Now, she also got a new furnace. She got a new kitchen. Her house is being completely remodeled because of her income. Did you all hear me? It's been completely remodeled. They moved her out, and this is DOEE. They moved her out and put her in a hotel, her and her brother. I walked past her house the other day and I could see work going on. So folks, all I'm telling you, for the people that live in apartments, be smart. Take advantage of these programs because I'll have these people on, and when you hear them talk, ask questions, okay?
Okay.
And so we are like, did somebody say something?
This is Idris Abdullah. I'm gonna have to jump off.
All right, Abdullah.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a win.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. For being so informative.
Okay,
Yeah.
so folks, I will see you guys soon. Just jump onto both of the programs because I was talking to Yolanda, who's in charge of this program at DACA. She says she wants you guys to go from one to the other so that you can hear everything that's being said. Okay.
How about
Thank you.
Alice, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Bye.
How about
Mr.
bye-bye, everybody.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Y'all have a
Miss
nice
Alice,
evening.
put your number in the chat, Miss Alice.
Oh, okay. You can call me on. Let me put in the chat real quick before it shuts down. Okay. All right, ready?
Tell it to everybody.
It's 202 288 5330. 202 288 5330. That's my cell phone number. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
288
5330.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Miss Alice.
Thank you, Miss Alice.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you guys soon.
All
All right.
Bye.
God bless
Okay.
everyone.
All right, everybody
Bye-bye.
else have a nice
God
evening.
bless y'all.
Bye.
Thank everybody for joining us.
Okay.
All right. And
Bye.
thank you,
Yeah.
girl. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Hey, how'd you make out?
I need you. When you gonna shut off?
Oh, I'm looking at you. Hi.
Hi.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Y'all have a good evening.
Okay, you too. Take care.
All
God
right.
bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.